Hey, and happy Monday. How are you? How are you? Thank you so much for joining us on tonight's episode of Girl, Your Money Matters. I am the Nicole Johnson, founder and CEO of Girl, Your Money Matters, which is affectionately known as the gym, where we have all sorts of exercises to get you financially fit. And coming up soon, we're going to be getting you financially fat. What you say? Oh, child, listen. We have so much fun here in the gym, and tonight is going to be no different. So what
Amen.
I'm putting up on the screen is the Facebook group for Girl Your Money Matters, where you can join us for all sorts of support, TikTok chats, and love and all this other stuff, because your money matters.
Yes, it
Listen,
does.
if nobody else has told you that, your money matters. So tonight we are going to be talking about a hot topic. And I've got some great people here with me tonight. As always, we're going to be chopping it up, and we're going to be looking for your comments and participation, because it's all about you. And tonight's topic is love yourself, love your money, the connection between self love and financial wellness. Okay. And so
You
before we
gonna
get
make me shout.
allow my guest, host, and radio personalities to go ahead and introduce themselves. We're going to start in the top left. Go ahead, Leanne.
Hey, y'all. Leanne Dose, self care strategist with Wake Up Happy Sis, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern. Come through, check me out. Let's just get into this self care and wellness, baby. That's what we do.
That's what we do, And also joining us is our resident eye of the storm, DJ Tony.
Oh, 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 oh.
You
You
love
know
me.
what?
Won't you tell me? Yeah. What's up, my queens? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Boy, we on the subject of love, man. It's your boy, DJ Tony Sanchez, the T-Man from KCCR Radio, the Brownstone, where we are changing the narrative. You can check me out every Saturday and Sunday night, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Boy, bringing that Chi-Town smooth.
Baby, that's my hometown. Get them grooves in. Listen, it
Yeah.
ain't nothing like a Chi-Town musical party. There's
You
so
know it.
many resident stars that came up out of there, and are steadily grooming and blooming others to come up out of there with some good music. So you can best believe that DJ Tony is going to throw down. Some
Oh, yeah.
step was cut. Ooh, you stop right there for me. And then I know we're gonna get a little bit of house music, just a little
Oh,
bit.
yeah.
We just get a
And,
little bit.
and then and then late in the evening, we gonna get that grown folk thing on. You
Woo!
know,
Them smooth grooves.
you know,
Yeah.
some of that Teddy and Luke.
I know I
Baby
heard.
making
Listen,
that baby
the
making
music that make
music.
you that
Yeah.
music that make you go, hey,
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 I
hey.
remember.
Listen, I knew exactly where I was when that one came out.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let me say
Listen,
hello to everybody that's listening in. I see y'all in the
listen,
chat
so
room,
we are
man. Come
so
on in,
glad
come
that you
on in.
guys
Take
are
your
here
shoes
with us.
off, but don't put your foot on my table. I'm just saying. You can come on in and
Listen,
take your shoes off, but don't put
you know how grandma was. You couldn't even come in the front room. You can
girl.
look
No.
at it, but don't look too hard. Go on back
Nope.
there in the kitchen.
There you go.
Try and sit on her couch.
You better not. Well, you couldn't no way. All that plastic. You
All that
couldn't.
plastic was gonna tell
And
on
look,
you. Come
when you
on
did
now.
sneak in and sit there, you stuck to it.
To go get a cup of Kool-Aid.
Don't play. Do
I'm
not
just saying.
play. So
I'm just saying.
listen, it has been we are almost over the month of January. Like the first month of a brand new year is almost over. And there have been so many topics that we have discussed, but the beautiful thing about this is that we have so many more to come. So let's
Yeah.
go ahead and get into love yourself, love your money. Because one of the things that I tell people all the time is that our life situations hit differently when our finances are in order. And what I can tell you is Black women, self-care is not always on our priority list.
It's not.
Not always on our priority list. Sometimes we talk about it. Girl, I make sure I get my massages. I'm going on a vacation. I'm gonna decompress. But then mama need me, daddy need me, sister need me, brother need me, children need me, boyfriend need me, husband need me, girlfriend need me. And all I ain't even talked about what they need from work. Whew, geez,
Yeah,
that's
you know.
another need in itself. And then turn around and throw being a business owner. And on
Mm,
top of that, turn around and throw being someone's uh healthcare provider, right?
yeah,
You gotta care for a loved one who's ill. You throw all of those different things in there, your self-care, your financial wellness falls further down the list of priorities until you get sick. Until
mm,
Okay.
you get sick. In my past, every time somebody tells me, somebody close to me say, hey, my so and so is in the hospital, I've been at the hospital taking care of them. I always, how are you doing?
right.
When's the last time you ate? Because see, if you keep running like the Energizer Bunny, you're gonna be in the bed next to them.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
That is kind of what it is that has been for us as a community, as a society in the past. But now a lot of women struggle actually identifying what does wellness look like?
Hmm.
What does self-love look like? And so I'm going to open the floor. I had a few comments as to, what that is, but I'm going to start with our self-care strategist who's going to give us a few inside tips and points as to what does self-love look like and how does your financial wellness impact that?
So let me start with this. When you love yourself, you learn how to make yourself a priority in your own life, right? That's the first thing. It's okay to put yourself first. Actually, it's required. We think that we're being the best mother, the best daughter, the best worker, the best boss, the best whatever. Put the whole long laundry list of things that we are the best at. When you're tired, when you're overwhelmed, when you ain't got the right money in the bank and you worried about how this next bill gonna get paid, when you are run down, are you really giving your best to yourself or to anybody else? No, you're not. You snapping at your kids. You done bit your husband or your wife's head off because they just asked you one little question or they threw them underwear on the floor. And that was the straw that broke your back that day, right? When we love ourselves, we take the time to recharge ourselves, right? We take the time to refresh ourselves. We take the time to be better selves for ourselves first. Because then when we love ourselves, love radiates and love attracts love. So
Amen.
everybody else is going to benefit from that love. So what does it look like? It looks like getting up and taking a walk. It looks like healing from that past trauma. That's not the pretty side of self-care. It's not the pretty side of self-love, but it's the necessary side, right? Getting the help that you've been putting off, taking all those, opening all those little boxes where you didn't put all the pain and hurt and locked them in the back somewhere, opening them all up, baby. Letting all them skeletons out, sometimes telling some familial secrets that been hiding for 30 years.
Oh, they gotta go. They gotta go.
Yeah. And breaking our generational curses, getting our money right so that when things happen, you don't have to worry and put up that GoFundMe because mama done passed. Right? We don't have to worry about losing our house because we're 1 month out and we don't, most of us don't have security past 1, 2 months.
Yeah.
right? That self-love is building all of that up so you don't have to worry so much on the front end.
Yes. I love it. I absolutely love it. And you hit on quite a few points um, that in our community, as African Americans, as women, especially, but I'll even stress, even for men, men don't, they got to carry the weight of the family on their backs, right?
Yes.
They tend to sometimes suffer in silence. But you know what? They got to have self love as well.
Hmm.
They were taught, you know what? I'm going to turn this over to DJ Tony. Come on and talk about what self love looked like for you growing up
Okay.
versus what it looks like to you now.
Okay. Man, this is an excellent, excellent topic for today too, because it's Mondays, first of the week, fresh mind. Let's change this narrative. For me, self-love growing up was my mother, because that's where I got all of my love from, me as a child. So it came from a woman. I was raised in a house of nothing but women. So love was always around me. You know what I'm saying? Now, as I got older and able to venture out into this thing called society, not having a male perspective on stepping outside of my comfort zone in the house, I got deceived and misled by a lot of things that I saw under the illusion of lust pretending to be love.
Mm.
You
Mm.
feel what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Now,
Hmm.
from a man's point of view, as Nicole said so graciously, we suffer in silence because everything I was seeing was contradicting what I was seeing in my household. But without that male guidance, because like I tell you, to this day, I never met my father. I don't know who he is. When somebody called me a bastard, I'd be like, "How you know?" you know, you dig what I'm
Who told you?
saying? Yeah, you know.
Look,
And
can
so,
you fix that?
yeah, thank you. You know, so as I got caught in the trap of tampering with things I ain't had no business tampering with, which led me to learn about self love and care through the struggles of addiction and coming through recovery. You know, see, the beautiful thing for me in recovery was I had to get honest in that fourth step. See, that
Yes.
fourth step is a step that makes you come face to face with you. Now, what you gonna do about you? Cause you the problem. You did. So now I can't blame nobody. All accountability fell on me at that moment.
Yeah.
So
That's
either I'm
right.
gonna stand up and face this music, as you said, Leanne, you know, because it's a lot of ugliness in there that has to be addressed. And if you don't address it in that moment, you will repeat it later in life.
Facts.
You
True
feel what I'm
fact.
saying? So
True
Hmm.
fact.
so you know, so now today, what I did was, and I'm on another fourth step for the fifth time in 23 years because it's always about evolution. Because I'm not the same person I was last year. So I got, some
Right.
things I got. You feel what I'm saying, Lynn? So you know
Mhm.
what I'm talking about. I'm always doing a personal inventory check because listen, I put it in the chat. Self-love is the first and foremost important thing in your life. If you can't love yourself, how you gonna transmit something that you ain't got or ever experienced within thyself?
That's
So
right.
when I learned how to love me, Leanne, I stopped doing things that hurt me.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Wait, say that again because
When I
that's a
truly
word.
learned how to love me, I stopped doing things to hurt me. And when I stopped hurting me, I stopped hurting other people.
Now you took me right into that song, This Is My Exodus.
Mm,
Because she said, Leandra said, because all I seem to do is hurt me.
mhm,
Okay. And so now I'm exiting from this way of life. I'm exiting from this mindset. I'm exiting from this space that I'm in, because here where I am, all I seem to do is hurt me. Okay, so Tony touched on something that I want to, when we talk about that step 4, and when we talk about self love, it's self preservation.
Yes.
We
Yes.
take that all the way back to the beginning of time when we were created. See, in order for Adam to protect Eve, he had to first protect himself. He may stand in front of her, but he got to protect himself
Mhm.
before in order to protect her, right? He got to take care of self. As it even today, in order for me to take care of the children around me, I got to take my vitamins, I got to get my shots, I got to do all the things that keep me healthy. Because
Amen.
if I'm sicking in the bed, if I'm sicking in the hospital, or let's take that, let's get real. If I'm dead and gone,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
who helps the children?
Okay, let me ask you this. One piece of meat left in the house. You and the two, you the husband, because the man is the head of, let's say, the head of the house. As
Yeah.
the husband,
Mm-hmm.
who gets the meat?
You're gonna say this is selfish, but I'm gonna say me, because the man has to have that nutrition in order to continue doing what he needs to do for the family. So I'm gonna say me. Give me the damn last piece.
That's boy, you was supposed to say something else so I could come in and be
I
like,
know,
no, Tony, you supposed to take it. But that's right.
but you
People
won't
think
be
people
changing the
think that you're
narrative.
supposed to give it to the wife and
Wait a
to
minute,
the
wait a minute, wait,
children.
time out. Hold on,
Okay.
hold on. He said a word right there.
Yes.
He
Yes, he did.
said a word right there. We are changing the narrative. And
Thank
so
you.
this is a perfect time to say, the Brownstone Worldwide that houses KCCR, Brownstone Living in Essentials, all the things, the Brownstone Magazine, all of those subparts, all of the on air personalities, all of us, together have a responsibility to change the narrative. See, what happened is when our grandparents, our parents, and generations before them, they didn't have the opportunity
That's
to
right.
get on in front of this type of technology, right?
Yeah.
Some of
Yeah.
them had to do it by phone. Some of them had to do it by carrier pigeon. Some of them had to
Mm-hmm.
do it by marching, right? And they had the extreme. But we sit here today with all the developments and the technology and things. And see, back then, even when they were in the midst of what they were doing to help change the narrative was still being told wrong.
Yep.
If you look, as we're getting ready to roll into Black History Month versus what I love Tom Joyner did on when he connected, when he had a show and he was doing a Tom Joyner show connected with McDonald's, where we're Black 365.
Mm.
The month is just when the country observes it, but we live it every day, day in, day out. I love that platform that he utilized to tell our story. So
Mm-hmm.
when it changes and it's no longer being written the way others wanted to see, like Rosa Parks as the that she was pivotal, but she wasn't the first.
Right.
That's
Right.
right.
All the others before her.
Get your real history. She was pivotal, but she
Yeah.
wasn't the first. Okay.
But she
There
was
are
the one that
others,
would made a good story around it.
correct.
Yes.
But there
Mhm.
were others before her. See, there were test runs. There
Yeah.
were, let me try and see if this gonna work. Let's see how this gonna turn. Let's see where we should do this. She was just the mark of it coming out into the open,
That's
right?
right.
But
Because on that day,
today,
her corn was hurting.
that's right. But today, in 40 years, 50 years, 100 years, when we're not here to tell the story, it needs to be told correctly. And we have the opportunity right now to be a part of telling it correctly, because if it's still being
Amen.
told wrong, that's our fault,
That's right.
I'm
not
gonna just
nobody else.
cryogenically frozen so they can bring me back in like 150 years, and
Mhm.
Uh-uh.
then
No, ma'am.
no,
No, ma'am.
no,
I can go for that. Shit, it works for me.
no, you
Shit.
150 years. I can tell the story because I was here.
I was here.
They gonna
Listen,
have it
do you
wrong.
guys remember some of the shows we used to watch, and they used to have these time capsules where they would
Hmm.
Yeah.
have stuff and they would dig it up out the ground, or it would be, in 50 years they open it. Oh, and let's look at what, oh, it's a record, just different things.
Hmm.
I am excited to be a part of this as I watch Paulette just in less than a year expand and grow, and to
Mhm.
now have up to what, 7 8 different on-air personalities, and still growing, still making room for more at the table. See, let me tell you something. When I think about self-love and my financial wellness, like, to me the connection is so intertwined that it helps me determine where I spend my time. See, my time, if you heard Leanne on her show this morning, she said something that stuck with me, because I say it a lot too. Time is our most valuable commodity.
That's
And
right.
once it's gone, you can't get it back. You can
Yeah.
get a whole lot of things back. If you lose some things, you can make it back, you can get it back, you can buy it back. But once time, I can never get yesterday back. I can't get 5 hours ago back. Right.
Mhm.
So when I think about my wellness, my mental peace, okay, I have to think about where do I position myself and who I spend my time with. See, to everybody,
Mhm.
financial wellness doesn't always mean a large bank account. You got some
Thank
people
you.
who got money they can't even see, won't ever see, because they made so much and they still unhappy.
Mhm.
Better say
They
that.
are still unhappy. But when I can see when I practice self love, let me say this. You guys know I talk about my health journey,
Mhm.
finding, getting a diagnosis that shook my world, not my core, just the
Right.
things, the world around me, not my core. Because
Mhm.
even if he brought me to it, he gonna bring me through it. So
Come on,
even
girl.
Amen.
though I
I
was
know you gonna make
scared,
me
I was
shout.
nervous. Mm-mm. We got
Mm-mm.
this. Even when they
Yeah.
said, "Okay, we want to put you back on this medicine," no, because that ain't what he said. Okay, we tried that. We know that. But when I think about all the changes, and then I went to a conference retreat, right? And
Mhm.
I walked in there. I'm like, I'm good. We gonna shed a little tear, and I'm looking around, and folk falling out, and
Look, what's wrong with them?
I'm not having that kind of experience. And I don't know. It's as if the Holy Spirit spoke to the lady on the stage, and she said, don't let someone else's experience dictate how you experience God. Talk to him and ask him to give you the type of experience that you want to have.
Absolutely.
And I did that. We're going to add Miss Paulette on up in here.
Hey,
And
boss
so
lady.
I
Well,
did
hey,
that.
hey, hey.
But then what happened was
What happened was.
the next few hours
Mhm.
changed.
See.
See, that Friday night, it was like, yeah, yeah. So it was a little fan.
Mm. So in
It,
essence,
it was a little fan. It was a
so
few tears, right?
uh-huh.
But then I said, God, I want to experience you how you want me to experience you. And I need to feel that. And then we had a segment where the man hit the stage and he said, close your eyes. I am standing in the gap for every man that ever hurt you, from
Mm.
your father to the pastor to the teacher to the kinfolk to the neighbor next door. Blue,
Mm.
where that
Yep.
memory come from? Blue,
Yep.
where that memory come from?
Yep.
Blue, then I don't know where the tears came from, right? Because I was like, wait a minute now. I thought I had got rid of that. No, what I realized is that I had suppressed that. Suppression and release are not the same. But here's where it hit home. Here's where it was a big fan moment. Okay, when I tell you.
Come on, sister soldier. Come
on. Big fan moment, baby.
Come on, girl.
When that
big
woman
fan moment
said, I am standing in the gap for the woman that has hurt you, from the mother who abandoned you. Boop.
Covered all it. Ooh, just uncovering all that mess. Just come on out of there.
At that moment, there was no more streams of tears. It was a waterfall.
Yeah.
It was that ugly cry that you feel that made my third level belly rumble.
Yeah.
Okay. It went 3/4 deep in my stomach and made me bend over.
Cut to the core. Remove it.
And that got to the core.
Okay. Come on, girl.
And I'm listening to the other ladies in there because it's a man in there, but it was mostly women. Now I'm listening to them holler out. Now I ain't hit the floor, but baby, they had to help me they had to hold me. And then when I screamed it out, then when they laid hands, right? See, it's something about the right people laying hands on you. Not everybody is gifted enough to put their hands on you in that fashion. You got to know that you're in a safe space to say what you need to say out in the atmosphere, and that the right people can lay hands on you to get you
cover
to the next level. That's right, and cover you. And so it was at that moment when all the memories started. And then you know what? I had sense of mind to say, I throw you on the altar. I'm putting you on the altar. And you going on the altar. And you, this, that, the other, them, those, all y'all that just been buried somewhere down in that 4th, 5th level of this thing I call a body, all y'all get the hell out and stay on the altar. Because that's where he is. And then for my wellness and my self-love, I put me on the altar.
There you go.
Because nobody can fix, nobody can heal, nobody can hug, love any of what I was going through but the man I called Jesus. And that was my self-love, right? And so now when I walked up out of there, the sense of freedom that I felt, and now I'm clear. You know what? All this stuff that I've been doing over here with this money that he done blessed me with, I need to pull that back. I need to make sure that my financial thoughts are in order so that my financial steps are ordered.
That's right.
See, in that moment, she did that prayer of Jabez, and it started increasing. Because, you know, my father, man, he on time, immediate, you know.
An on time God.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, he is.
I'm just saying, you know, I came with Leanne. I'm just here for the word. I'm here for the word.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Yeah. I feel like I walked in on church.
Well, listen, we about to pass the collection plate for donations.
It is that time.
But you know what?
For the building fund.
Yeah,
right, for the building fund. For the benevolence fund.
Ma'am. What happened up here? I feel like
for the cheering center.
Right.
Wait, did you hear it?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yes.
So tonight, Paulette, we are talking about love yourself, love your money, the connection between self-love and financial wellness. And sometimes we have to, financial wellness and self-love doesn't look like the spa, you know, the vacation and things like that. Sometimes it is the emotional baggage that we continue to carry, which manifests the things that we really don't want it to manifest. But as long as we hold it on to it,
It's okay.
What else is gonna do
Yeah.
And,
Can
until
I
we
tell my story?
and
Please do.
it's stopping your munchies.
hold on?
Yes.
Did you
Yes.
hear that 6-year-old come out that
You
voice?
heard it? You
I
heard it
heard
too?
it.
Because
Come
I
on,
heard
she
it
going
too.
all the way back to the childhood.
You
Listen,
got to. You got to. That's where it
Carmela,
all
have
began.
you heard me say that when I look at your finances, we have to go back. We have to examine how you created how the habits were created.
Right.
And through that examination, now we're going to have some revelation, which is the reason why you're doing what you're doing. And this is where you get to the basis of your transformation,
Thank
because
you.
now you know what you've seen it, you know where it come from. Now you
Right.
know why you holding on to it. Then you figure out how to let it go, and that is the start of the transformation. And then
And
once you
then, man,
begin to transform, now you can start experiencing. He's so funny. I can't.
Yeah.
Once you
He's
go through
right.
the transformation, now you can start implementing different so
come
that you
on.
can have a different life of manifestation. Come on
See,
with your
that's what I'm
story,
talking
girl.
about.
So it's so funny that y'all brought this up. And thank you, Tony, for that, because you pointed at what's happening. So, what you all are experiencing being a part of the brownstone, for those of you all who are listening, is you are watching the manifestation of somebody that has realized at this age their worth. It
Mm.
manifests itself as money.
Say that one. Say that again for the girl in the back. Say that again for the 8-year-old who's might be watching some point. Say that again.
Yes, ma'am. So when Tony leaned out the way and he pointed at Brownstone Worldwide, he hit it right on the head. You are witnessing all of this, the culmination of brownstoneworldwide.com, the connection that all of us have had of Brownstone Living the Magazine and KCCR, the Brownstone, the radio station, the podcasting series, right? All of the things. That is a culmination of me realizing my worth. Now, you talked about manifestation. So let me take it back just a little bit, right? So I am, and I'm telling my business, and I don't care because this
That's
might
right.
help somebody.
Yes.
When I was 7 years old, I met my daddy for the first time.
Mm,
I need y'all to let that sink in.
hmm
Wait,
you know I am.
Yeah.
You met yours.
I ain't met man.
Yeah.
Me
Mama,
neither.
Mama said it's three and a possible who could be.
Right.
You
So we're
said that
dealing
like
with
a
that.
sane man.
But here's what I dealt with. And I don't know anybody else's story. I can only tell you mine.
That's
Right.
right.
I met my daddy for the first time when I was 7 years old. I knew, I knew that he was the guy because I was looking at myself in his face, even still
Mhm.
to this day. I always tease about, thank you, daddy, for the hairline. So, and I mean that.
I know.
But here's the thing. A couple things happened. He tried to make up for lost time, but he was married and he had a family, right? And I had a sister, and she got all of him all of the time.
Mhm.
Because see, I was living up north in Wisconsin. He was in Arkansas. So she got him all the time. And now that we're adults, it's different now. You don't notice things as much or whatever. You've matured, you understand things and stories that you didn't quite get back then because you're a child. But
Mhm.
that doesn't matter to a child that is seeing from a child's eyes her
Right.
work. So I believed for years that because I did not live with my daddy and I didn't get the accolades every day that, how much do you love me? Because he was good for this, and he would, how much do you love me? We would all do this, my sisters that are watching this now, they know what I'm talking about. So I didn't get that every day. So I woke up every morning trying to compensate, overcompensate, overcompensate. I always felt worth less when it came to dating, right? I
Mhm.
always felt like I was never enough because if daddy didn't want me,
Ooh.
which was not true, but that's what my
Thank you.
childhood said. If daddy didn't want me, who will?
That's right.
Now, fast forward to my career. Y'all know because I just posted pictures. A lot of people don't know this. I was in the music industry and I have been currently connecting with friends of mine who I was in a group with, who some of you may know as Arrested Development.
Yes.
We just reconnected. Now we're friends, we love each other, been to church together, all of that stuff. But to actually sit down and have conversations and gain some clarity
Mm.
on things that we thought that we knew when we were in our 20s, and now that we're older and our kids are grown and all of that, we missed some very important moments. But the one thing that I will admit to in all of this is when you take a little girl who does not believe that she is worth anything, and you put her in the middle of a thing that was happening that changed hip hop history, do you think that the little girl changed?
Mm-mm.
She didn't.
She still
So
scared.
She
I
was
was
just
constantly
existing.
looking for validation for my worth. I thought my worth was on that stage. I thought my worth was when we were standing in front of thousands of people, traveling and so forth. And then the lights went down. And when I tell you when the lights went down, I had to face me.
Yeah.
And it took years for me. And so when you're saying what you're saying about this level of worth, it really does manifest itself in you being restrictive of what you think you are capable of, being
Mhm.
restrictive on what you believe that you can generate in your life. And when we finally come to the realization, like I have, that I am
Woo.
worthy, I am capable, I am, and it's bigger than the money. You know what I
Thank
mean?
you. Wait,
Bigger
man.
than that, because here's the thing, the money is the residual. That's
Come
what
on.
comes after.
The
That's right.
money is the byproduct,
Thank you.
right?
Exactly.
Yes.
The
It's the
knowledge,
commodity being used. It's the
the when you get to acknowledge this is where I was, this is who I was,
Yeah.
but it's not who, it doesn't define me. So like
Mm-hmm.
right now, any mom or dad that's listening and with a preteen, right? That those formative years, we would say to them, love who you are, right where you are. And as you begin to grow and develop, don't change who you are
Come
to
on.
accommodate the people around you, right? Because what happens is you change for this group of people or this person. And then when you get around this group of people or this person, you change. At the end of the day, you're going to be confused. You won't know who you are.
Yep.
So love yourself. And I just listen, I'm 50 years old, and I had to tell somebody just in the past 3 or 4 days, it took me a long time to learn to love all the skin I'm in,
Come on.
all of
Come
it.
on. Come on now.
But once I learned, baby,
Mm.
here's what I began to accept
Yeah.
and make
Exactly.
sure others knew.
That
I
part.
ain't for everybody. And
Mm.
I still sleep well at night.
Thank you.
Mine
Thank
My
don't
you.
clap.
mother used
But
to always,
listen.
I tell
Well,
everybody,
We're gonna
don't
get some
talk
clap.
to her. Don't talk to
yeah,
her.
because
Because
my journey is my
I
journey.
never know what's going to come out that child mouth.
Thank
And
you.
there is no in between. Either you
In
love
between.
her or you don't. So for
Mhm.
you that are listening, for you that's catching this on the replay, for you who are struggling with your self-love,
Yeah.
see, once you start loving yourself, you can focus on how your finances can make you take you where you want it to go. How to be healthy. See, you got to be healthy at the core. And that starts
Yeah.
with self-love. So that now you can start saying, you know what? I deserve to have good finances. I deserve for my money to grow. I deserve to plan my budget
Mm-hmm.
correctly. I deserve these nice things, but I need to do it in a healthy manner, right? I need to
Uh-oh.
do it in a healthy manner. Sir,
Girl.
I'm a listen, I'm a pass the torch. Go ahead, Miss Lynn.
So one of the things that I'll add to that, right? When you have that self-love and that feeling of worth, you also let go of the teachings that no longer serve you. We've all grown up with teachings and sayings and things that did not help us in our life.
At
They
all.
were just
Period.
flat out wrong. But that's what our
Period.
Come
parents
on now.
and their parents knew
Generational
to
brick
be true,
walls.
Mm.
right? So we
Yeah.
were in that generational chokehold.
Yeah.
So we came out. If you came from a parent who didn't know how to manage their money,
Yeah.
what do you do?
Yeah.
Right? If you came from a household full of lack, when you get a little bit of money, what do you tend to do? It's not our first
Mm.
inclination to save, because most of our families did not come from ability to be able to save, so that if
That's right.
something happened, we've got something to pull from.
Yeah.
They
Woo.
were just making it by. So we're used to our mentality is such that it's a just getting by mentality.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have self-love, you have to work to get out of that just getting by mentality, right? We're not looking for I need the
Abundance
latest
mentality.
Jordans. We're looking for a wealth mindset,
Yes.
not riches. Some people don't even know the difference. They don't
I'm
even know
telling
that
you,
they're not the same thing.
never have been.
Riches comes first. Wealth is long money.
That's right. Come on
Longevity.
You
now.
know what I'm saying?
Longevity.
So
Yeah.
when we've got self-love and self-worth, we know who we are, and we've let go of everybody's notions of who we are, how we should be, what we're capable of doing.
Yeah.
We start moving in accordance with a higher purpose, because now we can find our purpose. When God opens up a door, God the Most High, yeah, well, Yahweh, whatever you want to call him,
Right.
Jehovah, Jireh, I done heard all them church things.
Right.
Whatever you call him, I call
It's,
him the Most High.
yeah. It's about
I'll
relationship
call him
anyway.
the
That's right.
big homie Jesus,
Yeah.
God,
That's, that's my
whatever.
melon.
You know,
My melon.
the big
Yeah.
homie. That's my,
That's my
you know,
melon.
that's
That's
right.
how I talk to my. That's
That's
my
right.
melon.
The big dog. Hey.
Dog,
Hey, come
right?
as
Big
you
dog.
are. He created me,
He ain't
so
gonna
I
let us
come.
go. He's not gonna
He
let
know.
us go. He taking us somewhere, and sometimes we so blocked by
Mm-hmm.
all these things
Yeah.
in our past
Woo.
that we can't see the yellow brick gold road that's right in front of us,
Mm.
because we got these blockers on it, all look black, right?
Mm.
All of
But once we love ourselves and we're willing to do the work to uncover all the blockers that's on us, we taking off them rose colored glasses, we seeing clear.
Yeah.
That yellow brick road is right there where it's always been.
And see, may I add this here too? See, and when you come to that yellow brick road and you see for yourself that, damn, it was in me all the time. All I had to do was
Mm.
Mhm.
right? It was in me all the time.
All
So
the time.
for me, when I got real with me is when I learned the difference between want and needs. And I started handling my money a whole lot better because I started focusing on what I needed. See, them wants was taken away. They was taken away. See, wants. See, I want them Jordans. Damn, you want to pay 700 for some Jordans? And people go out there and get them. Feel me? Feel what I'm
Stand
saying?
in line
Because
for
they haven't got real with themselves about them wants and needs. See, needs, the key word in that is necessity.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So when you get real with that up here with self first, because it all comes back to self. You know what I'm saying? So once you start learning how to balance that, then your financial eye becomes awakened.
That's right.
And let me
Yeah.
say, one of the resources that I encourage everyone to read is a book by Michelle Singletary, and it's called The 21 Day Financial Fast. It's a basic tool that is that can be done over and over again. Okay. Uh, what I love about it is that they say it takes 21 days to develop a habit. That means you do it over and over again and over again till it just becomes like second nature,
Mhm.
right? But what I love about the book is that we go on a journey with it several times in the year. So February, I'm going to start that over here, as you see, the Facebook group, Girl Your Money Matters. We're going to go into that book on February 1st. And I told myself we're going to do it's not a fast of spending. We're doing a no spend challenge in January because y'all spent enough during the month of December.
Hmm.
Okay. We got them bills still coming in.
You
But
know,
the financial fast is to make you more intentional with what you do spend.
Yeah.
So it comes definitely down to those wants and needs. But what I tell the community is that no matter how many times you read it, there's a different lesson
Every
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 time
time.
time you do.
you read it. See, the
It
book
is
didn't
absolutely.
change.
Hmm.
We changed. The
Yes.
words were right there when you read it 6 months ago, but your mental state, your mentality, your
Absolutely.
mindset is now
Hmm.
different, and those
Mm.
words hit
Yeah,
differently.
right.
You're
Yeah.
in a
Mhm.
different space, so now
Yeah.
it means something to you. The words were right there all this time, but
Yep.
now that you're different and you change, your goals have changed, your why has changed, your mindset has changed, your outlook has changed. Now
Yes.
those words now mean something differently. It's like when I read a Bible verse, I read it all the time when I was a kid.
Hmm.
But when I read it as an adult who is sitting in a space where I need to get a word, that word can mean something different.
Yeah. It
So,
can.
one of the things that I want you guys to make sure that you understand, there is a definite connection between loving yourself and loving your money. So don't get it twisted. Uh, you have to love your money because it's a relationship that you have, right?
Absolutely.
It's
Yep.
not. It's not. Oh, that's the root of all evil. No, we're not even
No,
gonna cross
no,
into that road. But in
no.
order to make sure that your money does what it's supposed to do
Supposed
for
to
you and your
do.
household, you gotta love it right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You're in a relationship with it. Mess around and don't pay it any attention, it will disappear on you.
Come
That's
on
how
now.
relationships work.
Make
Okay.
you cook.
Amen.
So we
Amen.
I'm saying.
time goes by so quickly here on our show, and I am so excited to actually have the platform on the Brownstone Worldwide to be able to participate and help change the narrative, to be the change that I want to be, that I needed to see when I was sitting on the other side, when I was afraid, when I didn't know
Mm.
how to manage my money, when I didn't know how to make a budget, when I didn't know what when I was talking about you, oh, you here you go with that B word again. Okay. That kind of thing. When my mental state was different.
Right.
What I needed then is who I am now. And I'm gonna
Mhm.
be that for someone else. See, that's a blessing, and blessings are meant to be shared. So I'm going to do my part. So, as always, I am so excited about you guys being here with me, to talk to our community, to share your wisdom and your perspective. See, tonight was one of those nights when we were harmonious, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all totally understand. I love
Yeah.
a night like this. Now I be looking forward to them nights when we sitting on the opposite side of the table. We can really get down
Right. We can
with it.
rock. Yeah.
Because
Hmm.
we ain't got no problem
Cause we listen,
disagreeing.
we bowed it.
We be serious. We be like,
Pretty
first of
much.
all, no,
Pretty much.
You're
but
not gonna talk to me that way, and friends,
Right.
Yeah.
this
But like this was needed tonight because, like I said, it's Monday, fresh mindset,
Yeah.
and what better way to start the week off with self-love? You know what I'm saying?
absolutely,
Self-love.
I
absolutely.
So
love
And
that.
this is really
favorite topic.
what we're doing here is a panel discussion where our community can hear the things that they need to hear that they might not be hearing in the circle that they're in. So
yep.
before
Amen.
we go ahead and close it out, I want to give Leanne Dose, your self care strategist, the Wake Up Happy Sis, harmonious leader. Any closing words and thoughts for this evening?
Yes. So let's get back to the root. Let's get back to our core, our center, our values, not the values that our parents passed down to us, but the values that we have come to know as our own that we want to pass down to our children. So we can break all those generational curses, we can heal ourselves, and we can wake up every day happy. We can be happy, healed, and whole at all times. And that means our money too,
All right.
right? Not just happy within ourselves, but happy in the pocketbook.
Come on.
Okay? We out here trying to have skinty bodies and fat wallets.
That
Okay?
part.
Okay. And maybe not
Mm.
skinty. We don't need to be skinty because I like to be, I'm going to want to have a thick body and a thicker
Come on.
wallet. You see
That
what I'm
part.
saying? Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So make sure you check me out Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern. Wake Up Happy Sis on KCCR The Brownstone and brownstoneworldwide.com/BWTV so you can watch me and see all this melanated goodness
Woo!
on your screen, baby. Yes.
Girl, where my
Thank
fan?
you for
Give me a
having
fan.
me. Thank you. Wait,
Listen,
wait,
I
wait,
done
wait,
threw the
wait.
fan. Look.
Okay, wait, wait,
Look,
wait.
where
Hold
my
on.
fan? I gotta get a fan. I gotta get a fan. I'm the only one without a fan.
You see, I done learned the clack. I got
Yeah,
it now, Nicole. I got it.
I gotta get
Yeah.
me a damn fan. Somebody
Okay.
mail me a fan.
Tony, we're gonna get you a fan.
We're
I'm gonna
gonna get
send you
him a
one.
fan. So thank you for having me as always. I enjoy being here and sharing my little words of wisdom. So thank you.
Thank you, girl. Thank you. Thank you. And Miss Paulette,
Huh?
your girl Paulette. Any
What?
closing comments before we go?
Earn the
Um,
Did
what?
she say what? What? What?
I said, huh? Well, so it's I wrote a song about it. Want to hear? Here it go.
Yeah, here you go.
And it literally is called Simple. I'm gonna send you guys the link. I had an album that came out years ago, and I didn't even realize what I was doing. So it's kind of sad. I was singing about it. It's simple as simple does. Couldn't be any easier than self love. Um,
Oh.
Oh,
yeah.
Did you
So
just
I
write
mean,
me?
just like
Did
that.
you write me a
Did you hear the
song?
flow? Did you hear the flow? Did you hear the flow?
Something.
What's it called? What's it
hold
called?
on.
It's
Hold on.
yes. God ain't paid, but I am.
Okay,
Yes.
so here's
So
what I'm gonna
listen.
do. I can't carry a note in a cup, but the way you just said them their words, I need you to sing a verse for us. Come on.
Mm.
So okay, really quick because yeah, we got about 9 minutes. So listen, real talk, this was amazing. I'm sorry you guys that I could not be here at the beginning, but as Brownstone Worldwide continues to grow, the responsibilities of whatever, and then I got another meeting at 8 o'clock with some other team members and so forth, and things are happening. So I really want to say this to you all. I thank you for helping to change the narrative of how we tell our stories our way.
Absolutely.
It is I am beyond words sometimes when I see, the people reaching out and wanting to connect and to be a part of this movement, because that's what this is. And I am honored to have you all to be a part of this initial phase and experience as it continues to grow. Um, I'm gonna be gone for a couple of days. Okay, praise the Lord, saints. And I'm gonna go back and get some more edification, and I'm gonna come on back, and then we're gonna grow some more.
Amen.
And so we are. This is always good to come here because you touch on points, Nicole, that I wouldn't even thought of when it comes to growing your money. And I hadn't really thought about it until I came on. I was like, oh my God, and you don't realize the restrictions that you have that start off as a child and follow you because of that lack that I had when I was a child. That wasn't my fault. It wasn't his. It wasn't my daddy's. Life was life in.
Amen.
But as children, we don't know that. And we continue to blame people for things that ultimately, as an adult, we need to start taking some responsibility for and looking in the mirror and saying, hey, you know what? I'm here now. I made it. I'm okay. And I love me in spite of everything that happened. And we have to learn how to get into that frontal cortex of our brain and change the narrative there. And so I think that this can only get better, and this is going to absolutely help a lot of people. I'm going to say this. I do hope that you expand on this particular one, because this is where a lot of us are stuck.
Yeah.
We are. So I'm gonna leave with that because I know Marshawn Olanio is up next. Go ahead and check us out at brownstoneworldwide.com. You can check out the replays at brownstoneworldwide.com/BWTV. And the replay for this particular show will air on Wednesday at 2 p.m. on KCCR, the Brownstone. So there you go.
Yes, love it. And I love it when she goes into the voice.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
voice.
Yeah.
The voice. All right, DJ Tony.
Oh man. Once again, my queens, thank you so much. Boss lady, thank you for inviting me on your journey, with your vision, because I believe in it wholeheartedly from day one when we talked. You know, as you step into this next venture, I'm speaking to the spirit, your financial spiritual eye, as well as your heart. May you be receptive in both of them and gain a peace that surpasses your own understanding.
Come on, I received that. I
Okay.
received that.
Now,
Church.
hey, look, we talking self-love.
Yeah.
And we all hit on some valid points, man.
Yeah.
We touch some sensitive things which need to be touched because, man, we have to go to the core, like my sister Leanne say, and uproot it from there.
That's
Because
right.
all of that got to go.
It's gotta go.
It's got to go.
Amen.
So we got to be real with self. Get in that mirror. The reflection don't lie. If you don't like what you see, only you can change it.
Amen.
You feel what I'm saying? And look, stop striving for perfection and just get with the progress.
Yeah. Yeah. Just go.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man, but first believe in yourself, because love is the key. And we all we got.
Hey.
All we got.
That part. Listen, you know, there are some connections that are made, and then there are some divine connections that are orchestrated.
Mm-hmm.
There are some times when we have to be in certain places so that the connection and the people in your life that God has put on your path, you all can run into each other.
Yeah.
Right. And so when I think about loving myself, um, I think about times when I know that I've had to disconnect because it was too much going on.
Yeah.
Right. I had to pull back because I was doing too much. Right. And so those are healthy boundaries that we not only need to implement, we have to ensure that people respect,
Absolutely.
because it's a part of, if not, they break my sanity, they break my peace. And then when my peace is broken and I'm frustrated, can't sleep at night, and I'm binge eating, so that's my pounds that I'm gaining, the bags under my eyes that I'm carrying, while they sleeping comfortably and living their own life. So if I don't enforce the peace for me, then I have to deal with the consequences that
That
come.
part there. That part right there.
Right.
The consequences.
And so
that part right there.
When I'm sitting up in the middle of the night playing on this phone because I can't go to sleep, somebody else over there going
real hard, mouth open, bugs flying,
everything.
Whole pillow, living, they getting their best sleep, and I'm sitting here mad because my counting sheep don't work. Because I'm playing field and ain't no them counting them sheep ain't helping. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but here's the other side. How does self-love connect to financial wellness? If I don't spend my money right, my health is not in order. Do you know that the biggest thing that keeps most of you up at night is stress and anxiety about your finances?
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you don't take
I don't know how I'm gonna pay this bill.
yourself, you're not loving yourself the proper way. So I want you to come on over to the gym, which is Girl Your Money Matters, so that we can help you put your life back on track. right? So that is the connection with our self-love and our financial wellness. We didn't always have somebody to sit down and say these things to us, but now we're changing the narrative here at the Brownstone and at Girl Your Money Matters, because as Tony said, we all we got. And
You
since
know it.
we know that financial wellness, self-love, all of that is the foundation to a happier, healthier you. So Leanne says you can wake up happy, sis. Listen, I can't wait to see you guys back here next Monday, because next Monday is the last Monday in the month of January. Can you guys believe it?
Yeah, I'm telling time waits for no one. You see how quick it's going? We just got into 2023.
And
I
we're
know.
already
And the
heading
first month is finna be out of here.
Yeah.
into Black History Month. So I want to thank you guys for joining us. I am the Nicole Johnson, founder and CEO of Girl Your Money Matters, which is affectionately known as the gym, where we
Yeah, we
have
work out in here.
exercises to help you get financially fit. I can't wait to see you guys next time. Bring a friend
Amen.
at the Brownstone. See you
All
guys.
right. Bye.
Bye.